How you doing? My name is Chris. Welcome to my shop. This is part 2 of the conversation I was having with my hero, Vance Maker, and his dad, Tim Sway. To bring you just back up to date a little bit, Tim and I were talking about an idea that Tim has for a charity that he kind of wants to get started somewhere down the line. It's not going to happen tomorrow, but it's a charity to basically teach kids, get kids into the shop and teach them woodworking. Since there's not a lot of shop classes that are being offered in the schools anymore, he thought it would be a good idea to maybe possibly start a shop class for little kids. I mean, kids of Vance's age, like 5 years of age and up. And we were talking about the ideas as far as putting that together, and we're throwing it out there just hopefully that the maker community in some way, shape, or form, we want to help Tim along the way, and then after Tim gets his model up and running, I'm sure he'd be willing to share that so that you could do one in your area if you're interested. So you're up to date on where we left off. Let's get back and go see my hero, Vance Maker, and I'll talk with Tim a little more too.
Oh yeah! So I need to put it in the middle because
But you know what? Great, good things to start from ideas, and this is a fantastic idea. And I know it would, with you anyway, be this area as far as having the plethora of kids that could be available to you. But it's an idea that others could pick up and put in different parts of the states too, and do it in their own area.
Oh well, that's exactly the thing. And I had a couple. I put it to the group because I kind of consider this woodworking community like a hive mind. I always call it, and I don't have all the answers, and so that's why I kind of put that out. Like, hey, how do we do this? I have all these tools. I don't need 100 of these. Who needs one? Who can give one to someone?
Right.
And it's not like I just want to help the kids in Connecticut. I'm not trying to be like some guy that they're going to build a statue about for helping kids make birdhouses. I want everybody. I want every.
Tim's way. Anyway, exactly.
I want tape measures. There's another one because these things never last. I don't know.
Yeah, but no tape measures for kids. Yeah,
like the 12 footers. Those are the types of things. Like it's not like it's some exclusive thing that you have to get my brand of approval on. Go, of a kid in your neighborhood that is the kid that needs that help, or go give them a bunch of tools. And I had like you and Corey is another guy I can think of. He actually made a smaller version of this toolbox and he put tools in it for Vance. And I mean it makes me teary-eyed how much people love my son and how much they want to give to my son. I mean, some of the gifts that these makers are giving my son are amazing, and I appreciate the bejesus out of it. I don't want to make it sound like I don't, but there's other kids that don't have me as a dad that need it more. And we need to find those kids.
Got it.
And we need to find a way to give to those kids.
He's working, man. He's working. He's a maker.
He's in the shop.
cookie.
We're gonna go right here.
All right. I think we are.
Oh, Dad, the bee's not facing the way.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. Now ready? Okay. Now you know how Jimmy DiResta, he stencils everything. Let's show him the real way to do it. Now pull it off. That's how you make something yours, right? You want to do the other side? I bet it's hot enough. Push hard.
It's making a little steam.
Just burning your V right into the wood, thanks to Bill Luce.
Wow, that's cool.
That one looks great.
That looks good.
That one's better than the other one.
Nice work, bud. I'll cap it up in a sec. But yeah, that's the idea, is to get other people thinking this way too, because again, it's real easy for us as we get to be at this age, we start becoming like kind of curmudgeon-y, and we go, oh, when I was a kid,
right, yeah.
Well, these kids today, well, you know what, do something about it. Don't just talk about it, don't complain about it, do something about it.
Right.
And that's all I'm trying to do. This it's not like I want people to send me money and tools necessarily. I want, because don't spend $20 shipping a box of hammers to me if there's kids in your own neighborhood, because there are kids in every neighborhood that need them. So
exactly.
Don't like there's plenty of tools getting thrown away around here I can collect myself, and when they're useful and valuable to some people, I'll try and get them in the right hands. But for the most part, yeah, just get tools, give them to kids. End of story. Preferably used. You don't need to buy new ones. There's so many of them out there.
And I'm just envisioning this once, and if and when it does happen. I know that, like I said, when it's not happening tomorrow, but if it does happen, there's a lot of places out there, like cabinet shops, And Jay Rivera, you know Jay out of New York.
Yeah.
He's got a shop where it doesn't make any sense for him to save his cutoffs. He throws them away.
Yeah.
But there's that kind of wood that once this thing gets going, if it does, then a source of materials, free materials for these kids to work with would be awesome.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they're everywhere, and that was part of my
Yeah.
plan too. And that's like with the using used tools and using reclaimed wood, because that's a big thing for me. And Jay is a prime example of a guy. There's a guy who's busting his butt to make a living. He's working so hard, and he's got these cutoffs that are, I mean,
Some of them are 4 foot long. Yeah.
Yeah. How many toolboxes could you make out of those cutoffs?
Oh yeah. Exactly.
But he doesn't have the time or resources to do that. He's he's got to stay afloat. He's in a very high rent area. He's got a lot of work to do. Me, like, I'm living this sort of smaller footprint style, so I'm the guy that will spend the time calling that, and I'm finding the value is coming out of me rather than the material. But yeah, there's dumpsters like that all over the place. I got that pile. Like, one of the reasons that I love this shop is I got that pile with the fence company guy.
Yeah, I saw that coming in. Yeah.
Yeah, and I just picked through it the other day. I grabbed cedar out of there and 2x4s and pallets, and everywhere you go, there's this stuff getting thrown away that
You just have to look for it.
you just got to look for it. And it's not hard. You don't have to look hard. And like Jay, he's and that's one of the reasons I was kind of keeping that conversation going. Like, come on, guys, who is in Jay's area that's going to come take this stuff?
Right.
Everybody wants it, and we just got to find the guy. I mean, we know there's like 20 people who are like, I want that wood.
Sure.
But now we need to find the guy that can feasibly do it without spending $100 in gas to get it.
Right. Well, because I mean, I would take that wood, but
It's
I
too
live an
far.
hour away from Jay, and that's
Yeah.
driving into New York City and driving out. That's a 2-hour drive.
Yep.
And it becomes a time where upcycling or recycling isn't. Well, you guys talked about it in
had
your
a
podcast.
podcast about that,
You had a podcast about it. Well,
Yeah.
sometimes it just doesn't make sense because you end up spending more fuel, messing up the air more than you would if you just found something in your own neighborhood.
Yeah.
It's there, it's free. Yes, I know to go get it, but when you stop and do the math on it, it just doesn't make sense to do it.
Yeah.
Which is unfortunate for Jay because he's actually tried to give that material away.
Yeah.
And people are charging him to come pick it up.
And isn't that what's like so crazy? It's like I have something I want to give you,
Yes.
and nobody wants to take it.
And then they go, sure, I'll take it, but you're gonna have to pay me
Yeah.
to come get it. Wait a minute, I have to pay you to give you free stuff?
Yeah. I know.
Hello? When did that happen?
I know. It's crazy, and that's kind of what I'm trying to do with my whole channel and all my work is just to. Let's slow down and think a little bit. Like,
Right.
I only got another 40 or 50 trips around still, but he's got about 80 of them ahead of him. And I want to keep it here, So,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Absolutely. Well, Tim, it's great to
Pleasure
meet
to
you,
meet you in
man.
person finally.
I'm glad to actually come back and see you.
An hour apart.
And yes, he is that tall. I'm not
Yeah,
short. I'm
yeah.
not short, really. I'm not. Okay, I'm freaking short.
I'm only medium tall.
Vance, it was nice to meet you, pal. Have a good day, okay?
Yep.
All right, now get back to work.
Oh, that's actually a screw that you're trying to hammer in, buddy. Hang on, I can show you an easier way to do that.
Let's take off. Yeah, there's been nicer days in Connecticut, but you won't find two nicer people in Connecticut, I can tell you that. And interesting people, too. Tim Sway and his son Vance, Vance Maker, my hero. Great ideas. I hope that conversation that Tim and I had offers some inspiration for you to possibly get something going in your area. I don't know how soon Tim is going to be able to get his up and running. Like we mentioned several times, it's not going to happen anytime real soon. But when he does get up and running, I'm sure he'd be happy to share with you the model that he uses. And so it'll make it that much easier for you to do for the kids in your area as well. It's good stuff. Tim Sway and Vance, had a good time. You guys take care. I'm out here. Get out in your shops, make that first cut, and get something done. I'll talk to you later.